Hello guys, welcome to Common Ground Motorists. My name is Yusuf.
And my name is Haider.
So basically for today's episode, we are just premeditative, obviously, when it comes towards the cars we're going to pick for the podcast in terms of the debate. So I will be talking mainly about the BMW M5, especially the future hybrid series that will be coming out later on in the future. And Haider, do you want to explain what you're doing?
Obviously, I'll be defending the Tesla Model S, not your average sized Model S. It's going to be the top of the range Model S Plaid.
So basically, we're going to be talking about the technical features, the performance, the reliability, and the statistics regarding about these both cars. Both amazing, by the way. Just want to start off by saying that. So may I start off with the technical features about the BMW M5?
Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So the engine is basically a twin-turbo turbocharged 4.4-liter V8 engine delivering an impressive output around 600 horsepower. 600 is a lot, man.
It is a lot, but especially for the upcoming model, which is hybridized, they will use that same engine, and combined with an electric motor, it will make up to 800 brake horsepower, which is quite insane, considering the fact that a BMW having enormous amount of power and able to perform in a way that is unheard of. A BMW lineup.
We actually, my family, well, my mom, recently we got a car for my mom.
Yep.
We got the BMW X5, and I have to tell you, this is wonderful.
Which model? Is it the X5M or just the average sized X5?
I think it was the average X5, but full option X5, not the M competition series, but it's still wonderful. Obviously, I am having a little bit of issues with the car. In terms of, with all BMW cars usually being turbocharged, that's an interesting fact. The throttle as well for all BMW is 100% up, always open. So when you push down on the throttle, obviously I can't find that middle ground when accelerating, gradually accelerating, because I felt like it's a bit more of a push, especially with the turbocharged.
What I find quite interesting, especially with any form of BMW, specifically the M Performance package, is that even though when it comes to the exhaust notes, yes, the car can be exceptionally wonderful in terms of its downshift and the upshifting exhaust notes, especially the cracks and the pops the car makes every time you shift. But at the same time, BMW have confessed that they utilize the engine from the exhaust, or how can I say it? So you have the speakers within the interior. What that basically do is that the sound coming from the exhaust is redirected from the speakers to make the people inside the car hear the exhaust note of the car more amplified.
I never knew that. That's honestly like.
I mean, it's true with every German automakers, but this is something that is quite new, considering the fact that, like some cars, especially German cars, are utilizing the exhaust notes from the speakers for it to be more engaging.
I wonder if they're doing that with also muscle cars.
I mean, it's not true with every single cars.
Model.
Not even muscle cars, like for example, the Ford
Muscle cars
Mustang.
are loud. They're really loud.
Exactly, especially the 5 liter from the Ford Mustang. It's extremely loud, but you wouldn't find them utilizing the
Speakers.
yeah, exactly, for the purpose
Okay.
of having the people inside the car entertained.
Mm.
But obviously, BMW is using it for the purpose of the.
Satisfying the users and the consumers, I guess
But
you
at
could
the
say.
same time, they have to comply with the proposal that was made by the German government, saying that there are certain extent into which that specific car can rev up to certain RPM,
Yeah.
because
You can't redline it.
yeah, so basically there's a limiter within the car itself that prevents you from revving the car up to a certain extent. So what they basically do is that because of that specific reason, the car becomes not loud enough, so the exhaust becomes redirected for that specific purpose,
Oh,
to make
okay.
it louder for the
Okay.
people inside.
Fair enough. Anyways, back to the technical features regarding the BMW M5. The transmission is equipped with an 8-speed manual, no, an automatic actually, sorry, with paddle shifters, and it's usually for quick and precise gear changes. So the acceleration, 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.1 seconds. It's
Just to interrupt you, even though BMW claims 3.1 seconds, the car actually does 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. That's especially true with every single German automakers like Mercedes, Audi, BMW. They just underestimate the amount of power and the acceleration and the specification regarding the performance figures of their own vehicles.
I think Porsche does the exact same thing.
They do, yes.
Yeah. But anyways, as I was saying, the top speed electronically it's limited to 155 miles per hour. Although with the M drivers package, obviously, it can reach up to 190 miles per hour. So you're paying more for how much? How much is that the difference? 35 or 35 miles per hour if you just get the difference, which is kind of insane.
The thing is that there's an aftermarket tuning companies. What they basically do is that you bring your BMW and
They
there's
remove
a
the electronic limiter, yeah?
yeah, there's a speed limiter that they remove it for the purpose of having the car reach its maximum capacity, which is unfortunate considering the fact that you're paying that much regarding the M performance top speed enhancement for the limiter within the car itself.
Okay.
Do you find it quite
Yeah, it's kind of saddening,
Sad.
obviously, if you're
yeah.
paying all that money, especially to buy a new car and everything like that, and you're not getting your money's worth for your speed and for your performance. Obviously, that is if you are very, very picky with when it comes towards performance. For me personally, I am not. Obviously, I do appreciate it, but like, obviously, it is kind of a shame. They should, I guess you could say, undo that. But to be fair, they are doing this mainly for safety, in terms of the car being more reliable, and obviously for the consumer, obviously less likely to crash due to the fact that they can control the speed.
I mean, that's part of the reason why, but at the same time, like, who would care about these stuff if at the end of the day you're buying yourself a high performance car and you're using it for the purpose of reaching its limits? I mean, obviously, if you end up crashing, that's your fault for crashing it in the first place, because you're the person who brought the car and you're going to be utilizing it for anything you would want. And if that ends up crashing your vehicle, I mean, even though I might sound stupid for saying that, but for those who are utilizing a performance vehicle for the purpose of performance, obviously there will be some sort of consequences for that, right?
Yeah, of course, because it always comes with a risk. Anyways, so the interior, it features a driver-focused cockpit with premium materials, comfortable seating, and cutting-edge technology, including customizable digital instrument cluster and infotainment systems. So, obviously, with especially my mom having a BMW X5, obviously it's an earlier model, but to be fair, for the time, it we got a 2014 model because my mom doesn't drive that much. But anyways, going on, for the time of 2014, the car, I swear to God, you can find the exact same features on cars that are being released today. For example,
Which model is your mother's car?
the X5.
Yeah, but which year is it?
2014. 2014.
So you would say that a lot of the technical features are not...
They're
like,
up to date.
They're up
like,
to date,
yani, it came out in 2014, but you'd expect this car, obviously with the features and the technicalities of the car, to be a car from 2018, for example.
Yes.
Because it is very nice. It is very nice. In terms of the infotainment system, it's wonderful. The seats are wonderful. The seats are one of the best features about the car.
I mean, that's part of the marketing tactic, is the fact that German vehicles, especially when it comes to the X5s, they would
They're
have
ahead
to
of
renew
time.
the car once every 4 years. But when it comes to actual features of the car, very little has changed, besides from the fact that there are few design language that is quite different. But when it comes to the technical feature, I mean, it's safe to say from your perspective that very little is being changed. Is that a fair statement?
I would say yes, that very little is being changed,
Yes.
but in terms of you look at it from, I'm pretty sure, if you look at the 2014 model now compared to the 2023 model, you're going to see a massive difference compared, because you keep on adding everything every year. You're adding little changes, but in 9 years, allocated, obviously, it's a big build-up when it comes towards that. But anyways, let me just go on about the upcoming hybrid model for the 5 Series. So BMW, of course, plans to introduce a BMW M5 hybrid series. So it's expected to combine a gasoline engine with an electric motor to enhance fuel efficiency and reduce emissions. So it's likely to feature a plug-in hybrid system, allowing the vehicle to be charged externally and operate on electric power alone for a certain range. The hybrid series is anticipated to offer a smooth and seamless transition between electric and combustion power, providing a balanced driving experience. And the exact technical specifications, such as the engine output and electric range and performance figures, have not been disclosed yet, obviously, since it is currently in development. So obviously, to wrap it up, the electrification suggests that the hybrid series will incorporate advanced technologies. And I'm pretty sure, obviously, electric cars nowadays, if you compare it towards gasoline cars now, there are more technical features, especially with infotainment system, and the car is then generally more comfortable to drive. So I'm assuming it's going to be like that, obviously, since that is the current trend with the way electric cars are going. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a wonderful car to see and a wonderful car to drive, and I just can't wait for it to come out. Anyways, would you like to explain Tesla model?
Yes, so the Tesla Model S Plaid, guess how much seconds it does 0 to 100?
Obviously, knowing Tesla, I'd say it's 2.3 or less.
1.8 seconds, which is actually quite faster than most vehicles on the planet, if not all of the vehicles. So there's one article talking about from 0 to 60. The car does 0 to 60 faster than gravity, meaning that if you were to stand in a 300-meter tall building at its rooftop, if you were to drop your phone, that phone does 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds.
I don't think I want to drop my phone because I recently got it.
I mean, I mean that's like an hypothetical explanation.
Yeah, of course.
But obviously, you wouldn't do this to your phone. But what it's a basic representation of how quick
fast?
that car is.
So we can understand the concept towards how fast the car is. Anyways, can you tell me?
Faster than gravity, bro. Like, can't you just think of something faster than that?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't think of any gasoline-powered vehicles besides from maybe the Porsche 911 Turbo S. Maybe it does 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds, and the Nissan GTR, same, 2.5 seconds. But that's like the minimum it can get in terms of the performance figures of that specific gasoline-powered vehicles. Would you like to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask about the top speed, if you don't mind.
Okay, when it comes to the top speeds, just like the German automakers, like the BMW, there is a speed limiter. The car has a top speed of 200 miles per hour, but
That's like, anyways, for the viewers here, obviously, I'm pretty sure you guys know what 0 to 60 is. 60 miles per hour, obviously, is, I think, 98 kilometers an hour, almost 100. And 200, I'm pretty sure that's like
325 kilometers per hour.
325 kilometers an hour. So 325 kilometers an hour just for an electric car is insane, like literally insane. Because
and the speed limiter implemented for 325.
imagine if you just removed it.
It can easily go up to 360 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, let's not discuss that just yet. But I wanted to say, and obviously explain and portray that 322 kilometers or 325 kilometers an hour for an electric car is insane. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, you know, if you look at the Volkswagen ID, I'm pretty sure the top speed may be like 230 to 40 kilometers an hour. The electric cars, other Tesla cars, they don't even go up to 300. That's how you know that Tesla is really making a car for the racers, for the car enthusiasts.
Yeah, for an average-sized Tesla, even the ones that only makes up to 400 horsepower, you wouldn't expect it to reach 300 kilometers per hour.
No,
but there is a speed limiter in that specific car, especially the ones that I specified, the ones with 500 horsepower or even 400 horsepower. It can reach up to 280 kilometers per hour, but they are usually limited to only 200 kilometers per hour, you know, for the purpose of the safety limits and the regulations that's being imposed all over the world.
No, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Anyways, can we go on towards
the
range?
technical features and the range?
The range. Yes.
Okay. When it comes to the range, the vehicle is equipped with a massive 200 kilowatt battery pack, offering an estimated range of over 390 miles on a single charge.
So that's for people, obviously, I'm pretty sure Professor Michael would love to, can understand, but obviously for our international viewers, that's around, let me just check actually, I think that's around 628 kilometers. That is, I'm pretty sure that is one of the most longest equipped electric cars in the market right now. I don't think there's anything better when it comes towards range, especially alongside speed. You have speed and range. That's insane. Anyways, go on about...
Yeah, so just to quickly summarize the technical features, even though the all-electric luxury sedan, it does represent a pinnacle of Tesla's vehicle lineup. Obviously, you would expect the car to do what it's supposed to do, driving you from point A to point B. But obviously, there are petrol heads. I wouldn't say petrol heads.
No.
People that would want to accelerate faster than gravity. They would buy something like that in order to reach the limits of what this electric car is capable of.
Oh, yeah,
and obviously, it features a tri-motor configuration with one motor from the front, powering the front wheels, and the two motors from the back. And it produces an impressive power output of 1,100 brake horsepower.
God, that's too much.
Believe it or not, some claims say that it makes up to 1,200 brake horsepower. Like, can't you just imagine? Even for a Tesla Model S to reach that limit, it's quite insane. And obviously, like I said, the vehicle is capable of accelerating up to 360 kilometers per hour without the speed limiter. And the Model S features an advanced driving assistance system, just like the German cars.
Oh, the infotainment system is really good also on the Tesla. There's like a huge, like, you know, iPad, I guess you could say, in the screen.
There is, yeah.
Infotainment system. Obviously, Tesla has been notorious when it comes towards infotainment system in terms of implementing this, because I'm pretty sure they came up with the idea of a touch screen, a big screen as an infotainment system.
But there's something to add into that. Even though when it comes to that specific feature, it is also connected with the advanced driving assistance system. So even though it does have a utility or a function, you can use it for other purposes like parking your vehicle without having yourself to touch the
So it does have autonomous drive. Yeah, I was just about to ask you that.
Drive, yes.
Okay. Obviously, when it comes towards the reliability for the Tesla, just diving into that very, very, very briefly. Obviously, it does come with warranty. Same with the BMW, like every brand new car. That's the standard nowadays. And obviously, reliability.
Just to wrap it up, when it comes to the infotainment system and the autopilot that is inbuilt with that specific car. So obviously it offers features such as adaptive cruise control, centering the vehicle whenever you like. And there's a feature within the key that you don't have to park your car. You can just get out of the vehicle. There's a feature that the car can park itself while it's driving its own wheels, and it does the parking for you, utilizing the back camera, the front camera, especially the sensors that are inbuilt all around the vehicles.
But anyways, I just want to dive a bit into about the reliability. So the safety, obviously Tesla does prioritize safety. I think there's this test, I forgot what it's called. They usually get 5 out of 5. It's out of 5. They usually get 5 out of 5. They are one of the best automakers when it comes towards safety.
Obviously,
and they prioritize
it. Sorry to interrupt. Especially when it comes to the practicality, when it comes to the driver and the people sitting in the car, it offers spacious and luxurious space, seating up to 5 passengers, especially for a sedan, which can be quite insane. And there are amenities such as panoramic roof or premium sound system. And obviously, would you like to say anything into that?
Obviously, with the battery technology, going back to reliability, but battery technology, obviously, since Tesla has been has the first movers advantage. They're the first movers advantage in terms when it comes towards electric cars and mass producing them. Obviously, with their batteries, that's a huge part when it comes towards electric cars. And I feel like because they have a first movers advantage compared to the other competitors, for example, Volkswagen, Chang'an, all the Chinese companies, I feel like they were able to improve the battery and the technology of the battery using for the cars a lot better compared to the competitor, which is why their range is a lot better.
Especially when it comes to the earlier model of the Model S, when it got released back in 2012. The battery in this thing is absolutely horrible.
Okay. It's like the German cars. You remember how we were talking about the X5? Obviously, since the 2014 model feels like a 2018 model because it's very, very up to date compared to other cars. Yeah, I guess it's the exact same thing when it comes to Tesla and other electric cars manufacturers. Because they have first mover advantage, they were able to innovate more and they're able to lead the market. Hence why they are very future-proof, like the German cars in terms of performance, in terms of comfort, and in terms of infotainment system. It's the exact same thing with Tesla and compared to other electric car manufacturers.
So there's one last point I have to say, and we have to wrap it up with the winner. So when it comes to the utility of the vehicle, the car have torque vectoring. Now, for those of you who doesn't know what torque vectoring is that when it comes to the performance figures and the way that you use your vehicle for the purpose of the performance, like for example, if you're taking it on the track, torque vectoring is new to the extent that when you drive the front wheels, like for example, if you move the wheels, you would expect the front wheels to move at the direction where the wheels are moving, but it takes into account the rear wheels into the opposite direction so that you would have a better turning radius.
Oh, okay, so that means handling must be insane. This is on the BMW or the Tesla?
It's for both the BMW and the Tesla Model S Plaid.
That's how you can tell that these two car manufacturers, these two big giant companies, are the leaders of their own respective industry. And honestly, I think right now we should just wrap it up and decide. This is tough. And I don't want to decide just yet.
For me, I have to decide before you even say.
Yeah, you
Because we
decide
usually
first.
don't even decide. We just go on for this specific podcast. I would say that my heart goes out to BMW because it is a hybrid that have a specific practicality when it comes to moving towards the future of greener vehicles. But for that specific podcast, I would give the upper hand to the Tesla Model S Plaid simply because of the amount of power it makes, even though the practicality of having to charge your vehicles.
No, I
is going
understand
to
for the
be
podcast's sake
yeah.
case, but I wanted to ask you, tomorrow right now, you get to buy one car, one or the other car. Which one are you picking? You pick one.
The
Which-
Model S.
The Model S? Honestly,
But my heart goes out to BMW M5 hybrids.
honestly, I would have to say BMW. As much as I love electric cars, the BMW M5 literally sounds like an insane car. Both sounds like an insane car. We can appreciate both of them. At the end of the day,
Absolutely.
personally, I would have to say the BMW because at the end of the day, nothing beats a German-made car, in my opinion. But yeah, well, I guess I think this is the first podcast where we have two different winners, no, or two different.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyways, for the guys, people watching at home, obviously, hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast. I want you to leave your winners and which car you would pick down in the comments below. And I appreciate it so much. Thank you for watching, obviously.
Thank you guys for watching, and I hope this is much rather entertaining and would like to conclude it. Thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
There's something I want you to know. There's a performance, not a performance, like there's a YouTube video comparing the Tesla Model S Plaid with the Bugatti Chiron. The Tesla is much faster. Did you see it?
No, no.
You have to see it, but then I have to conclude it.
No, it's not. We leave the episode like this. I think this is the best episode we've done so far, by the way. Literally the best.